So I'm watching the Scott Walker Tom Barrett debate from May 25th, 2012, and I heard a lot of ridiculous stuff in that debate. Like I've seen quite a few debates. I've heard a lot of crazy things, attacks and stuff like that. But this debate was more than just a do over. It was an absolute desperate attempt by Tom Barrett to get Scott Walker out of office. Hands down, Scott Walker won the debate. He knew exactly what he was talking about, and Tom Barrett said a lot of things that were a little ridiculous. Like, when Scott Walker attacked Tom Barrett's record in Milwaukee, he said, "Oh, he's trying to divide the state against Milwaukee." No, he's talking about your record, idiot. You know what I mean? Like, it's the worst attempt by Tom Barrett or any candidate to take out a sitting governor, senator, mayor, whatever. It's the worst recall debate for somebody, for the challenger, basically. This is terrible. It's disgraceful for the Democratic Party. Like, it shows the rest of the nation how terrible the Democratic Party is right now in Wisconsin. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's laughable. These voters that occupied the Capitol and were screaming, yelling, all that stuff. You can tell exactly what they were thinking. If they were thinking like Tom Barrett, that's scary that there's that many people that think that way. And then they vote. That's even scarier. But let me play you the most ridiculous part of the debate. I personally, in my opinion, thought it was the most ridiculous part of the debate. You can tell me what you think or whatever. This is absolutely ridiculous. The most ridiculous attack I've ever heard. The rest of the debate was equally as ridiculous, but this specific point was like the what the fuck, wow, you really suck at your life moment. So I'm going to play it for you.
On our farmers and manufacturers in the state, that's not the way to go. I want to move our state forward. Mayor Barrett?
I want to respond to a statement that Scott said earlier in his continuing attacks and divide and conquer strategy, this time trying to pit people against the city of Milwaukee. As Scott well knows, during the period that he was county executive, unemployment went up in Milwaukee County 34% during the time he was county executive. Debt went up 85% during the time he was county executive. And he introduced a budget in his last year that had a $40 million increase over his first budget. But he doesn't even want people of the state to remember that he was ever the county executive of this county. Now, I agree with you that revenues are an issue here. And Scott has not called the increase that seniors pay because of the steps he took to limit the homestead tax credit a tax increase. I would call that a tax increase. I would call that a tax increase that hits seniors in this state, seniors who aren't fixed incomes. But it all comes to trust, how you define things and measure them. Because he also said that we're running a budget surplus right now. Well, you know how that budget surplus came about, if it is in fact there? Because he used the credit card. He used the credit card and pushed for $500 million of debt onto our children and our grandchildren.
That doesn't make sense. Well, first of all, Milwaukee's doing terrible while the state is doing excellent. When Scott Walker was the county whatever, the state was doing terrible, so the county was doing terrible. And he's criticizing him for spending money, which is something that Democrats like to do, which is spend money. So that's like a little hypocritical, but that's very vague. But what I'm talking about here is how he said about the surplus. How he got the surplus. If the surplus is there, he got it this way. If it's there, he doesn't even know if it's there, but he's telling you how he got it if it's there. It's the most ridiculous, dividing the state against Milwaukee, and then, if the surplus is there, this is how he got it, but we don't even know if it's there, so, and it's like, what? And it just goes to show you how unreasonable this election is in Wisconsin, and how in the heart of America, there's still people like that, and there's people that believe like him that can vote. That's scary. They're not objective. They're very subjective. They're very emotional. It's not how you vote. It's really not how you vote. That's how you get into these messes to begin with. That's how we got Barack Obama. That's how we got all this crap. Because you think with your heart, not with your mind. So, it's absolutely ridiculous. It's the worst debate I've ever seen in my life. I feel bad for Tom Barrett. I feel bad for his supporters because people in Wisconsin might be taking you serious, but I'm almost certain that everybody else around the country is pretty much laughing at you, and then around the world they're like, what the? This is American politics? I thought America was great and free, and yeah, we are free. We're free to make stupid decisions like this and say stupid things like this. Sorry to disappoint your world.